The following stream has been approved for all puzzle audiences by the puzzle general community.
Alright, hello everyone. Welcome to Pokemon Puzzle League Speedrun Tournament 2020. My name is Tayman. I am taking over the hosting and the restreaming duties for today because our main man, Cards of the Heart, is actually in this match. We got Cards of the Heart versus cozypocket, which I know is one of the most anticipated matchups of the group stages, and here to help me do commentary is Tetris Attacker. How's it going, Tetris?
Doing great, Tay. Hey, thanks for having me here. Really looking forward to this match, and as you mentioned, Cards, it may be the do-everything man around here sometimes, but it's kind of hard to race and restream at the same time. So this is going to be a really good match, and I'm really excited for it. You're really excited for it. Let's all get real hyped for it. It's going to be great.
Yeah, I think so. So let's talk about. Well, first, before we talk about the two competitors, let's talk about what the tournament is going to be like here. Or actually, let's show everyone the mechanics of Pokemon Puzzle League. I know there's been a lot of interest in the game in past months. I know it's gone up like 1,500 followers on Twitch since March or so. So for those of you guys who aren't as familiar with the game, we have a little video to show you how it all works.
Pokemon Puzzle League is a
Alright, so that is an overview of the mechanics of Pokemon Puzzle League, and as far as the tournament format goes, we are currently in the group stages. We have 14 players total, so we have 2 groups of 4 and 2 groups of 3. Every match is going to be best of 5, so first of 3 wins, and in group stages, we are going to be playing through hard mode. And for newcomers, hard mode is actually one of the most beginner-friendly categories because it's if you know how to play the game, I'd say at an intermediate level, it's very. You might not have the best time, but beating hard mode is very doable. So after group stages, the top 2 people in each match are going to advance to the final bracket. That's going to be double elimination. First round there is going to be V-Hard, and the rest of the matches after that are going to be S-Hard. So if we do have any newcomers, feel free to ask in chat. We will explain the game as best we can. So let's move on to the matchup that we are all excited about. Cards of the Heart versus Cozy Pocket. Tetris Attacker, what are you excited about for this matchup?
I'm excited. This is a really good matchup between Cards, who is arguably one of the 2 favorites for this tournament, but is a perennial favorite in our puzzle general tournaments. He's won the last 3, so he's no slouch, and he's definitely someone who's always penciled into the late rounds. And Cozy Pocket, actually, what you see here on the screen from his qualifying times may not seem that fast, but this is not Cozy's first game. Cozy's a Tetris Attack player, and he's actually the number 3, third on the Speedrun.com boards in Tetris Attack V-Hard. He is a very talented player, has a lot of the skills that transfer well to this game, and when he gets hot, he can take out pretty much anyone. So it is going to be a great and interesting match, I think, between who gets hot first, really, in this matchup. And we're looking at the 2 favorites to come out of this group and enter the brackets. They're by no means for sure in this particular group, but they are the favorites, and this is going to be a good matchup today.
Yeah, like within a few hours of starting his hard mode grind for qualifiers, Cozy Pocket got a sub 9 time in hard mode, and that's kind of one of the hallmarks. Like, that is a really good hard mode time. I think like he was only the 5th or 6th person to ever get a sub 9 hard mode, and he's really making use of those Tetris Attack V-Hard skills, as we can see. He is 3rd place in Tetris Attack V-Hard, and you run Tetris Attack V-Hard yourself, and you can attest to how similar it is to hard mode, and that was my main pitch to him when I convinced him to join the tournament. I'm really glad he's here. We're all hoping that he's going to do well, but he's going to have to go through Cards, who is... Hard mode is probably his specialty category. He got the world record in it by like 13 seconds during qualifiers. So I am excited. I am hoping that we go the full 5 games, just pure entertainment value. The old guard in Cards versus the young and plucky, full of talent Cozy Pocket. So
I think Cards would be definitely laughing at being called the old guard. He's been around a couple years. He hasn't been around that long. He established himself well. But, Cozy. I mentioned he was 3rd on the Tetris Attack V-Hard leaderboard. The person right in front of him is Cards, and yeah, he's got one of only 7 total sub 9 times in hard mode, having played this game for less than a month. So he's definitely got the talent, got some skills that transfer over, and is already started to get the feel for how to play this game fast. So this is going to be a real good watch.
Yeah, really briefly, we're going to hop over to the race in just a minute. Really briefly, this is a Group B match. Our 4 competitors are Cards of the Heart, Cozy Pocket, Litnang, and Buster Beachside. And I think we can agree that Cards and Cozy, our 2 competitors, are the favorites to move on to group stage.
They are definitely
main
our
bracket.
favorite. Yeah, they are our favorites out of this group. But as on the preview show for this tournament, Lightning mentioned this is he dubbed this the group of death. We do not have slouches in any. There's no free passes in this group. So we're gonna have some very entertaining matches, and this is a great one to kick them off with.
All right, so with no further ado, let's get over to the race. So let me just make sure we got audio on here. I got my restreams up. I just received a crash course in the restream, and I've been navigating all these fantastic elements that Cards has put together. So big shout outs to him. And if anyone does notice any technical difficulties, please speak up and we'll get it fixed as soon as possible. So I'm going to hop over to our race time channel and we're going to get things started.
Looks like the racers are getting ready. Tay's gonna keep working on getting that audio fixed here, but in the meantime, it looks like they're about to get this match started here. And away we go.
Yeah, so in the hard mode category, basically, all you want to do is top off your opponent as fast as possible. And you also want to be using the double 4 combo setup. That sends to 2 side-by-side small garbage blocks. The AI is programmed to go for those, and because the cursor speed is much slower in hard mode, they're usually going to waste a lot of time going for those small blocks, and usually you're going to get a kill within, I'd say you're looking for about 15 to 20 seconds, and if you're really good, maybe in the 10 to 15 second range.
Yeah, these racers are going to be on the lower end of that for most of these stages here.
Yeah, both of these guys have sub 8 times, and the most important thing is to make sure they get topped off right away, because otherwise, if they get that first clear, it kind of makes it a little more likely that the race or the stage will snowball into 20 seconds, 30 seconds, if you're really unlucky, like 40 seconds or more in the first half. That's not as much a concern in the first half, but it definitely is in the second half. You don't want to let things get away from you.
Yeah, those later stages, basically everybody from Tracy on, but especially Bruno and definitely Gary too, as we've already seen in this tournament, you let him go, he can go. We've had a few people be on the wrong end of Gary 2's wrath already. So we'll see how it's able to treat these runners, keeping up a very respectable pace so far, not letting any of their slight slip-ups become big slip-ups, and that's the thing that I think Cards and Cozy both excel at, is keeping that damage to a minimum. Even if there's a little bit of slip, or maybe they're one line short, they're able to follow it so quickly.
Cozy's having some really bad luck with Erica here. Erica was topped off, but she just had some incidental clears lined up. It was just right where she needed it, and oh, excuse me, I meant Surge for Cozy Pocket. Erica is also giving Cards a bit of a hard time, going above 30 seconds, which is always infuriating to me, because I don't know who these AIs think they are. They're supposed to raise the stack 4 times and then die.
They never do what you need. Not ever. When you're running behind, they'll do it quick. When you don't have enough, they'll raise the stack. They know the way just to get you just right, it seems.
This game makes me believe that general artificial intelligence has existed since the year 2000. But we were talking about Gary 2 earlier, and I think it's for 2 players of Cards and Cozy's caliber, I think it's going to be the great equalizer. If these 2 can stay within range of each other, within just a stage or 2, it could all come down to Gary 2.
Yeah, and we've already seen a little bit of that happen in our very first race of the tournament here. 2 close racers, Gary 2 becomes the deciding factor. We've had a couple of them where someone was pretty far behind and simply couldn't catch up. But when these 2 racers, they're going to be close going into those last 2 to 3 stages in particular, and that especially Gary 2 is definitely going to, if he throws a wrench in one of their plans, the other one's going to have a big open window to jump through.
Yeah, we're both going into Blaine. Right around 5 minutes. I think that's about where you want to be. You want to be around 5 minutes, like maybe even less when it comes to Blaine, and that will put you at roughly 10-minute pace, I'd say. And normally, I would say on average, a racer would be happy with a 10-minute time, but not with these 2. They're going to be looking for sub 10 for sure.
I think they'll be happy with the 10-minute time, but they'll be nervous. Against a lot of other racers, you always know there's the chance that someone had a great run and great luck and ended up down in the low 9s. Here, you know there's a good chance that happened, and so a 10 is still good, but that doesn't mean they'll be happy.
Yeah, 10 just means like nothing went disastrously wrong.
Yeah, the nerves when you're for these 2 racers at the speed that they're going to be going will really be there when you're sitting at 9:30 and you're still in Gary 2 and you haven't seen the .done come through yet. Just that other eye on the racetime.gg chat there. They're going to hit at any moment. I got to hit mine first.
Well, I am super excited for this tournament overall, but I don't miss the nerves. And even though like I think it's interesting because like we're having this small puzzle game tournament on a small corner of the speedrunning community, which is already pretty niche. So it's not, in the grand scheme of things, it's not that important, but it's important to us. And like we take it really seriously, and I think that's reflected in just how nervous having a racetime.gg window open makes us.
Yeah, I think that's universal of anyone who puts in the kind of time that especially a lot of these competitors do. You're not trying to win, in a way that makes it a harmful competition. You're trying to do well because you've put a lot of time and you enjoy this and you want to do it right. and yeah, that can manifest in a lot of ways. For a lot of people, it's different things, but nerves are usually part of it for most. Nice S-Hard quick kill there for Cozy, keeping it really close here. Less than stage transition between each other is really what's separating them at the moment. About 12 seconds by the looks of it.
Yeah, Card's not taking any risks on that Richie, and
no, none at all.
Paying off for him with the 14 seconds.
Yeah, so early stages, a lot of people will opt to go with a 4, sometimes a double 4, and then a 3 or 4x chain, making those big thick blocks to fill up space, and then follow it furiously with combo garbage. These later stages is where that will shift a little bit, and you saw that with Cards there, and you're seeing that a little bit with Cozy as well, where the priority will be making sure that you fill that and top that screen off right away to not give them the extra chance for shenanigans like Lorelei.
Oh man.
Oh, Lorelei almost did it to Cards right as I said it.
Cozy's having a bit of a hard time with Lorelei here.
Cozy got a good setup, but not a top off. Let's see if he's able to luck out here. Lorelei's going to raise at least 2. Lorelei's going to get it clear, but he's got
more coming.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, that was enough. Okay.
So they're avoiding any disastrous stages here, and by that I mean I've had, so we all know how bad Gary 2 can be, but I've had minute and a half long stages, like just in everyone in the second half. And if you don't top them off right away, the odds of that happening goes up dramatically.
Yeah. I think we've all been burned by the reverse gold split in these late stages. Everybody's got a horror story about how, oh man, one time Lorelei went for 4 minutes on me or whatever that is. So you want to avoid that at all costs in this setup. Good setup by Cozy. Gary's giving a little bit of trouble to Cards. Let's see if he gets out of it. Nope. There it is.
So, wow, that's going to be a 940 for Cards.
940, very, very good time, especially in a non-reset format like this. That is a phenomenal time. And he ended up building a little bit of a lead there at the very end. That 30-second Lorelei didn't do much as far as favors for Cozy. Ended up with about a 1-stage lead. He finished up Gary 2 right as Cozy was finishing up Bruno. Nice setup on Cozy's side and a good quick kill, 19 seconds. Solid showing there from Cozy as well. Is that a low 10 teens number?
About
14. Yeah,
10-14. I let the timer run while I was getting their times entered in. But
yeah, no problem. 10-14. That is a very respectable time from Cozy. And against most people in this tournament, and honestly, even against Cards, on certain match rounds, that would be enough. But Cards putting up a very nice 940 time to seal the deal for the first round of this best of 5. So we've still got a lot that can happen here.
Yeah, and as we mentioned, you'd usually be happy with the 10-14 like that against your average racer. I would say you got good odds with the 10-14, but not when you're going against the world record holder. And Cards is so consistent with hard mode. And
yeah, and I think Cards is average through these hard modes will probably bear out to be in the high 9s. So he will have rounds that are in those that high 10 range. He will have some sub 9s, but I think that high 9 range, and pretty much everyone's aiming in around 10 minutes. His average will be a few seconds faster. So luck will be able to be a factor here, but not every time.
Yeah, so we are just going to get set up with the second race here. Yeah, I think that first round was everything we expected it to be.
That first round played out on script, that's for sure. Very good rounds from both of them. Neither of them getting into big trouble, and both playing very consistently how we know they can. I think these next two are where we're really gonna see what's gonna be interesting today, where the dice will fall, where someone pulls out a couple of quick, 9 or 10 second rounds and really pulls ahead and does something crazy. And here they go again.
Yeah, so I've found that generally on Gary 1 and in the first half, you can get away.
9 and an 11.
Wow. Yeah, that if you can, it's very consistent usually. Gary 1 is has yet to grow into the shoes of his later self, and if you can, usually you can get the double 4 combo, and then like a 3 chain with 1 combo in it. And that'll take care of him in under 15 seconds, in most of the time. Now you'll still want to send a strong follow-up. As Cozy gets a 10 seconds there, Brock is going.
Oh no!
Yeah, Brock going way down. Card sent 6 lines and still wasn't enough, and like that's gonna. And you can see if they get that one clear. If they get that one clear, now Brock is going on for, that's a 40-second stage, so if you say that, like, maybe on average, you get 15 to 20-second stages, he just lost basically 20 seconds compared to average. Meanwhile, Cozy is just popping off with a 12-second Misty.
There we go, opening up with some really good times. But as you see, just that one stage, Cozy's going into Surge right as Cards is going into Misty, so like you said, 20 seconds, that's about a stage worth. That doesn't mean it won't be made up, and that doesn't mean that it's not still a tight race. We're very early in these 15 stages here. But it can swing like that. A 15-second Misty to keep the pace from Cards. He's not going to let one bad round slow him down.
Yeah, and now Surge is doing his best Brock intimidation for Cozy.
So like you mentioned, this game has a lot of what's called stop time for those who are unfamiliar. Basically, once you've made some clears, the game gives you just a little bit of extra delay when you hit the top when you normally would have lost. That plays the same for the opponent as well, and a little bit of stop time seems to go a long way in this race.
Yeah, I think if they just get a single 2x2 chain, it's like around 2.5 seconds of stop time. You say that feels about right?
2 seconds doesn't sound like a lot until you're sitting there with them topped off in a perfect setup and waiting for them, and they find a clear, dragging blocks all the way across from one side of the screen to the other. It feels like a really long time, and because it's a long time to make a match even at these cursor speeds. And look at that near sync going into
This is incredible. Yeah, it's still early, but the incredible lag chain from Cards there. He is so good at spotting those lag chains. And
one line short on Cozy's side. But Koga had a match ready to go right when it fell, so it probably wouldn't have mattered. Get a good secondary follow-up and cleanup.
Yeah, for the first half, if your follow-up is strong, usually they won't troll you too much, even if they do get that first clear.
Yeah, even with the clear on your first wave, you can usually get something down in under 20 seconds with a strong follow, usually.
Card's having a hard time getting that set up for Sabrina, and she's going to find the clear.
Yeah, Sabrina had enough time to build a clear there. Meanwhile, 13 second on Sabrina on Cozy's side. Lead changes all over the place here in round 2.
Yeah, that's been the name of the game so far. This is, oh my gosh, this is a nightmare scenario.
Chaining hard, building up that stop time we just talked about.
And I think that's gonna be it.
Oh, the AI is doing some really dumb stuff and finally killed itself, but 50 seconds, that hurts. That's 2, maybe 3 stages even. Yeah, well, and Cozy finishing up Blaine as Cards enters nearly a full stage lead. That 13-second nice early drop there on Blaine to not give him a lot of time to work something out.
Do you think our competitors are engaging in any screen watching at all?
I know Cozy is not. Cozy does not care for that. Me and him have done a number of races over the years. He likes to play his game and find out afterwards how the chips fell. Cards, I'm not so sure. I don't know that he wants to either, but I don't know that for sure.
I know Cards has a very level head, and I would say that the main danger of screen watching is just getting too psyched out about where your opponent is, because there's nothing you can do about what your opponent's doing. All you can control is how you're performing, and concentration is so important. Like, I would say, like, any puzzle game speedrun is going to... Concentration is going to matter the most out of any genre of speed game, because you're never taking a break. You don't have any tutorial fights. You don't have any first boss easy fights. It's always the mechanics. You are always chaining, and you're always focusing.
Sometimes you chain too long, and that gets you in trouble too. But and actually, you make a good point. The concentration. So it's someone coming from Tetris Attack with my background. Watching the AI opponent is an important part, but not nearly as vital as it is in this game. You have to know what your AI opponent is doing. Not talking about watching someone racing against you. Just on the same screen on the right side there. So you're already splitting your attention in two just to be able to navigate this game. Splitting it more than that, I can't imagine. I've done some practice races with screen watching, and when someone's on a good pace, shout outs to FFR Pro. I've completely abandoned my own run in the past because I just get too distracted. So that's not something I would ever do in a tournament format like this. I know a lot of people wouldn't either. Wow, sinking the stage closed doors right there. One stage ahead, Cozy going into Lorelei. Cards going into Richie.
Yeah, it is
7:45. We are on some good pace here.
It's gonna get repetitive, but you're gonna hear it a lot that this is not over yet, especially with one stage, and Gary 2 always looming. And I would say, Richie almost got that clear, and Cozy, Cards gaining a few seconds on Cozy.
Lorelei almost got that on Cozy, and he pulled it out. Lost a couple seconds, but only a couple. It would have been a lot more had Lorelei gotten that clear. Oh man, got my heart racing over here. I'm not even the one running.
Card is getting so aggressive. Lorelei leveling off the stack, getting the clear.
Oh, no!
He got
the quick kill set up, and Lorelei didn't care.
Come on, when are we gonna get the no leveling emote in the puzzle general?
Bruno got the near immediate clear on that stack over there of Cozy's.
Man.
And he's got a 4 chain going, which means he's got all sorts of stop time. 28 on Lorelei. Normally you'd think that you'd be losing time there, but he's picking up time over on Cards' side.
Bruno's able to...
Still brutalizing.
Oh no!
Come on.
Bruno! Oh, this feels so bad. This is so demoralizing, and Cozy is... I think this is gonna be it.
It's got that.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, he's got it.
Oh my
And
god,
three-
they're going
and
right into Gary
three
2 at the
cards.
same time.
Wow, and that one. That
Oh
one
my
lead
God.
that Cozy had built up disappeared like that with Bruno. And here we go into Gary synced.
Who's gonna get the better?
Who's gonna get the better opener from Gary 2? Cozy cutting it off. He's got a good stack there. He's got him top. See if it sticks. Quick kill set up from Cards. But Gary's got
Cozy gets it.
Cozy got it. And not far behind with Cards. That is a close finish.
Oh my god, I believe Cozy got it there. Holy cow, dude. We're gonna have who?
We're gonna have to go to the official times on that one.
Yeah.
Were their timers not quite lined up? It seemed like they were at the very beginning.
I'd actually do not know.
Were they frame sync going into Gary 1 is the question.
Well, luckily Cards is here. He's in the race. Because from the restream, it did look like Cozy won.
By a solid probably 4 or 5 seconds. I don't know if there was a little bit of desync in how those were lined up.
Yeah, bear with us as we talk to the tournament organizer as to.
Hold on a minute, chat. I know what you saw, but let's go to the official times. That was close enough that we're going to have to double check.
Well, actually, can I pull up the video here? Hold on.
Calling for a video review.
Yeah, fortunately, the Puzzle General does not have an old guard that wants to not have instant replay in baseball until the year 2015.
Okay, it sounds like Cards has made a determination that he's going to provisionally call this round, and if necessary, we'll come back and we'll do a tighter retime because that was extremely close. So we are going to proceed as if it is 1-1.
All right, that is the official call.
Because if Cards wins 2 more and makes it a moot point, then we move on. If Cozy ends up going, sweeping out the next 3, then we'll do another one to make sure. So we may end up going a 5th unnecessary race just to make sure we've got our bases covered.
All right, so we got that cleared up. We got our cool Pokeball icons all set 1-to-1.
Snow Bear, just to let you know, we are on racetime.gg, and the timers on Racetime do have Cards winning, but the video seemed to show do have Cards winning just barely, but they do have, we do have Cozy, who appeared to win comfortably via the stream. So we will proceed, and a manual retime as needed afterwards, given how close that one was.
So I believe that if Cards wins this next race, and it turns out that he won this second race, then he would end up.
It would
it'd be moot.
Officially be over.
Yeah, 4th and 5th wouldn't, but that would be after the fact. So we'll worry about.
We will go to at least a game 4 today. It may prove unnecessary, but we are going as if it's 1-1, and we'll sort it out later. Both racers have agreed that is the course of action they are good with, and we will proceed that way.
Yeah, we don't want to get you guys too bogged down with procedural details, although I am also very excited about what the final outcome of this match is going to be. In the racetime.gg channel, both racers are concerned about the states of their hearts.
And they weren't even watching each other's streams. They don't realize how close that match was on the race stream. I don't think they realized that. But then the results made it even closer. Wow. Let's woo.
Yeah, they split within 2 seconds on racetime.gg, and like I think 2 seconds is like about how long it can take to like scramble and get your mouse over and and hit.
It could be
finish.
And if it ends up being that the official time off racetime.gg is used, then we'll determine that later. But wow, that was a great watch. both racers needing a moment to get some oxygen back in their systems after that one too.
Yeah, get up, do some stretches.
Both racers did finish, according to race time, under 10 minutes, just slightly. So we will see what that ends up shaking out to. But
yes, that makes sense, because I believe the timer is a few seconds off on my end because I started it with racetime.gg. I should have started it with the stream. So I will make that correction for the next race.
All right, here we go, about to start on race number 3.
I do not want to open Outlook on my computer. Thank you. Wait, am I in the race? Okay.
You are.
Okay, there we go.
There you go. I was wondering what was taking you a while there, Tay.
Well, I appreciate the patience as I wrap my head around the Puzzle General broadcasting industry. Alright, here we go. Provisional Game 3, 1-1.
Game 3 is not provisional. It was always necessary. So let's get down to it and go from there.
I gotta get all my sports terms right. I'm learning a lot. That's a 10.
That's a 10.
That's a 10. That is not a 10 for Cozy, unfortunately, because Brock, Gary.
As those who frequent Tayman's chat know, that's a 10 is always something welcome to hear.
That's a 10. No, 10. 10s and 9s are the elite times. Basically, like, you have wasted no time in starting your chain, and you have sent just as much as you need. And the opponent didn't have a clear.
Yeah, while theoretically lower than that is possible, realistically getting anything lower than a 9 in something like this simply doesn't happen very often.
The other day I think I got a 7 on Erica, and I think I've only gotten like 1 or 2 7s ever. And in order to get like a 7 or an 8, you basically there can't be any main garbage stop time, because big garbage blocks cause much more shake time, whereas combo garbage has basically no shake time.
Yeah, and that actually took me a long time to learn in this and similar games, is that number of lines of garbage doesn't necessarily mean it's the same garbage. A chain, a 10 chain might give you 9 lines of garbage, but a 3 chain plus a bunch of combos giving you 9 lines has a very different result often with the shake time that you're giving your opponent.
Yeah, so if your opponent, if you only need 3 lines to top them off, and you have sent 3 lines of combo garbage, then that's going to fall with basically no shake time, and then their stop time is going to start counting down instantly.
It's possible. It requires the right setup and a lot of luck, but it's possible.
Yeah.
But in practice, realistically, 9s are kind of the near perfect stage when you're dealing with this right here.
Right.
So anytime you see one of those, you know they did everything just right. Both of them in Erica, shaping up for another close race here.
Erica getting a little mixed up on those fires and marsh badges.
One more line, Cozy. Following up, he followed with enough combo garbage to clean that up. He could have even gotten a 10 off of that one had he had one more on the initial, but 12 is a very good time for having to do a second wave. And that's the speed of these competitors. You know, their first wave of garbage wasn't enough, and they have more garbage following close enough behind that they're still ending up with some 12s and 13s.
Dude, Cozy, I think I've raced with Cozy so much that I haven't really had a chance to pay attention to his stream because I've been doing my own races, but his cursor speed is insane.
It's phenomenal. It's not the fastest, but he actually, and as someone who's done a lot of races with him, and we've done a lot of races together, he does this thing, and you might notice it if you watch carefully, where he'll pause for just a beat while his brain calculates all the possibilities, and his cursor will just fly into action faster than his brain could possibly keep up. It's like he loads all the instructions and his cursor just goes. It's this rhythm that he gets into, which really makes some of his runs special to watch. He's not a raw cursor speed all day, all the time. I can go from side to side whenever kind of guy. But when his board vision matches up with his speed, like right there, I got that 9. It can really fly. And here we go again.
All tied up.
Nearly synced as sync could be. Going into the late stages at 5:09 starting Tracy.
I think
this is fire.
I think Card is getting a little flustered. And it's partially Tracy, 11 seconds for Cozy and 14 for Cards, and that is basically gonna tie things up even more. Now I believe...
Yeah, Cards was almost a second ahead, now he's about 2 seconds behind. Lead changes every stage.
So one thing that I just thought of, what is Cozy playing on? Is he on emulator?
We'll have to check the player cards, but I believe he's playing on console.
So if he's playing on console,
sure, but I believe he's on console.
So console saves like 5 to 7 seconds, or Virtual Console saves 5 to 7 seconds over N64. So if that's
Does it really now?
It does. Like the load times are a little faster if you pay attention here. It's basically instant transition from the victory to the next opponent. So that might be a tiebreaker.
They've been synced leaving levels a few times. I don't know that I'm seeing a difference.
Well,
and a 10.
Wow.
Yeah, we need to go check the player card because that'll. We've asked Cozy. We just need to go check it and remember.
Because I feel like if they were basically tied, but Cozy is on the slower, and this is just all speculation, but if they tied but Cozy was on the slower version, I would say that he should get the win.
Yeah, I think we may have an outright win these next 2 rounds to make sure that one way or the other we don't have to worry about it. We'll see how tight this gets.
We might not be able to crown a victor today. But we'll see. The possibilities are endless and so exciting, and just see, this game
It
is
really
so...
speaks to. All right, KSS confirmed. Cozy's on console, and I'm almost 100% he's on N64, not Wii U Virtual. So
this.
So this. It's a testament to the speed of these players that we're talking about a difference between versions that is so minimal in most situations. But it's even if it's speculation, it's enough to speculate about and potentially have some type of difference. That's how fast these players are going.
How has Lorelei had time for all this on Cozy's stage?
That was approximately 72 years of stop time there, Taman.
I counted it.
I'm not 100%. Someone checked me on the stopwatch there, but that's about how long Lorelei had there.
But I was gonna say, regarding the timing and of the versions and who's actually gonna be the winner of that second game, this tournament is so faithful to Pokemon Puzzle League that even our matches have RNG. Even the winners, who won? It's RNG.
I believe it'll get worked out. I believe the official rules for the tournament prioritize the racetime.gg. So in the end, that may be what it comes down to. But we shall see if that's even necessary. One more line, Cozy.
I think he sent. Oh no. Bruno had those. Bruno had those reds lined up, and he couldn't get to them.
Bruno could have. Okay, 9. Probably about 9:25 heading into Gary 2. What times, man? What times? Bruno looks like that quick kill is gonna get him. Yep, 16. So a good Gary 2 and Cozy's got it, but good Gary 2 is not once, not never guaranteed.
Yeah, can you tell me what a good Gary 2 is?
You've gotten one or two, Mr. S-Hard world record holder. You've seen them.
They're
different. Rare, but you've seen them.
Gary! No, Gary!
Oh, Gary!
It looked like he had that! Like, oh my gosh!
Meanwhile, the quick kill setup on Card's side, ineffectual. Gary finds the match. But Gary continues to find matches on Cozy's side. We are out of quick kill range, I think.
Yes. Oh
yep,
my...
Gary gets the match, so we are just down to keep Gary topped off long enough.
Oh my
gosh. Who's going to luck out with Gary finally not finding a match? And it's...
This is giving me...
Not...
Maybe here? Gary's just doing so much...
Yeah, Gary finally figured out how not to make a match on Card's side and finished that one off.
Oh my gosh. Honestly, I thought Cozy had it on Gary.
Cozy had a good chance, but as
no.
saying among some Tetris Attack players go, you're not on pace for anything until you get through that last stage. So Gary showing what I mentioned in the preview show for this whole tournament, the underdog is the player, and Gary too is the favorite every time.
Yeah, so, my gosh, all 3 races so far have come down to more or less the wire. We were just waiting to see. It's kind of like, I'm just imagining at Gary 2, just like, seeing a set of dice rolling in slow motion, and who is gonna have the winning numbers.
That yeah, watching some watching falling something and seeing, I don't know, dice doesn't even seem unfair enough at times. Oh man.
Yeah, Cozy's been in pretty high spirits, and just from the racetime.gg, he's such a positive person, and I guess he can probably take a little solace knowing that he's still probably favored to leave bracket anyway, get into bracket, But obviously you want to win. Like, if you win this Clash of the Titans, you're basically guaranteed to get into bracket. Whoever loses this is going to have to... It's a must-win for the remaining 2 races.
Yeah, and in a tough group like this, you want every advantage you can get. I think most people coming in knowing that Cozy's a dangerous player, but cards is favored, and having one, you don't become the 3-time reigning puzzle general tournament champion across 3 different games without having some skills. So I think for Cozy, most people's reasonable expectations were that he would put up an entertaining match here and still come out needing to win those other 2 matches. So for him, whether he wins or loses this round today, keeping it as close and as entertaining as he has, and really making Cards sweat, may be the victory here, because to me, he's got nothing really to lose, and all he could possibly do here is gain.
Yeah, pardon me while I find this Pokeball here. Yeah, Cozy's been... He's been in such high spirits, and I feel like... Obviously, you don't know what's going on inside anyone's head, but he seems like to have such a good attitude about this tournament. I think it helps that this is not his main speed game. Like, it kind of gives you a little distance and helps you lower expectations, and you just have fun with it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, as you had mentioned before, provisional. So this would be provisional round 4. So
yes.
This may prove necessary. This may prove not after official rulings, but we're going to run it. And if Cozy wins, then we'll go to a round 5, and that round 2 will really matter. If Cards wins, then that round 2 result is moot, and that's the match. So here is provisionally 2-1, and we're gonna go to round 4 once our racers are ready. You're in the match again, Taman.
I was waiting for these guys to ready up before I quit. Also, I can't believe that I should have done like research on horse races, apparently, before this tournament to know how retimes are handled. Oh, unfortunately, Cards' OBS has crashed.
Oh boy.
So we will all...
Yeah, his screen is stuck, so we are on a brief wait here while he gets that relaunched.
Yeah,
that'll give everybody a chance to
yeah,
everyone a chance to breathe a little bit.
Everyone go grab yourself a water, go grab a decaf coffee, go grab a regular coffee if you're gonna go in for the night shift later. Go stretch your legs. Go do anything besides speedrun this video game.
So for those who are still listening as they do that, please do take your quick break. But those as you come back in, just to quickly review, we had a 940 to start this off from Cards in that round 1, and that round 1 result really was not a back and forth affair. Cards slowly built a little bit of a lead as he went, ended up with about almost exactly a 1-round lead as it finished up. Round 2 and round 3. I predicted that they would get crazy. I don't think I realized how right I might be. The time on round 3 is deceptive, honestly. Cozy going into Gary 2 a little ahead, having a great setup, but Gary just refusing to give it up, and then not giving it quickly to Cards either, dragging it on both sides. And round 2, of course, with one of the tightest finishes I've ever seen, an entire round ahead for Cozy until Bruno just brutalized that lead, made it on what appeared on stream at least a frame for frame sync going into Gary 2. And we may end up finding out the winner of that later on. But wow, I was excited for this matchup. We have two fantastic runners here. We have average times in the low 10s like we expected. I think Cards' average may be right at about 10 minutes. Cozy's average is more around 10:30 because of that long Gary 2 on round 3. But two times under 10:15 in a race setting. So we're definitely seeing some of the best from this tournament as far as overall performance so far.
Yeah, I think if you were to take these same time from Cozy and he gets them in his other group stages, he's probably gonna either sweep or at least win 3 out of 4 with those times. To be fair, I'm not as familiar with Buster Beachside and Littenang. I know Littenang used to run. He's like kind of an old school runner. And Beachside's Beachside came over from Tetris Attack PvP.
Yeah, I believe he's got PvP experience. And Lightning even mentioned he was part of the preview broadcast for the season, and he got arm twisted into coming back for the tournament. He had laid down this game and is returning to it. So he's got some as you put it earlier tonight, some old guard energy, and certainly isn't to be slept on. So this is the group to watch. I think as far as tight matches are going to go, I think all of the matches in this are going to be tight.
Yeah, I think what I'm most excited is just like seeing all the new blood. And just because a name is new doesn't mean they're going to be someone to underestimate or sleep on, because the PvP is speed is the name of the game there too.
Yeah, and we have. I think it was 4 of our 14 participants are veteran PvP players coming over either for the first time or returning for the first time in quite a while. We have a number of players who are long time PPL veterans returning, either returning fresh or a couple of them returning quite rusty and kicking that rust off and making some good showings. We have a number of Tetris Attack and other puzzle game veterans who are making some first appearances in this game. So it's a good mix, and people's history with this game has not, so far at least, proven to be the deciding factor.
And it looks like we're back.
Okay.
PoopNet has decided to relent for once. And it looks like we're going to be ready to go in just a few moments.
I think Cards' internet decided that he had already won 3-0. I know that has not been officially decided, so that internet got kicked back into shape, and here we go with round 4.
I wish we could just kick internet back into shape.
It worked this time. Okay. Yes.
How about we mix things up a little bit and actually have volume from cozypocket?
Yeah, let's grab Cozy's audio. Giving you a chance over there, Taman, to play a little bit more with those great tools. As you mentioned, we're getting ready for round 4 here, but another big shout out to Cards of the Heart. He's running this race, so he's not manning the booth, but all of the fantastic tools that he's put a lot of time in, making this great looking stream for us here, have been well received and deservedly so. And away we go. Yeah,
I was like, I've just been gushing about the layout that Cards has arranged. Like, it's like short of a professional organization like GDQ or ESA, this is honestly the best tournament layout I've ever seen.
Yeah, and absolutely. And we're starting out with the 10 and a 13. It looked like on that restart, by the way, with Cards restarting his stream, we may not be as perfectly synced as we'd want. So we'll let you know if there needs to be an offset, but these guys are so close, it may not matter.
I think Cards started at like 2 seconds.
Yeah, it was about 2 or 3 seconds difference in the streams. Obviously, they started at the same time on racetime.gg, but
okay, I just hopefully that will put us closer to even. So we're roughly even. We'll see how racetime.gg shakes out here.
But no surprise here. Quick early stages and sticking very close to each other. Here in the early stages, my heart is ready for some more action here. This is going to be close.
Frame perfect again.
Here we go already. Stage 3, Misty, and we're resyncing whether the runners want to or not.
This is so good. It's so competitive, and I think hard mode is probably the best category for like good close races, to be honest. Like you're not gonna have that as much with a category like V-Hard or S-Hard.
I think V-Hard's gonna have some good races in it, and it's gonna be interesting. But to your point, while hard mode I think may end up having a little bit more RNG between an individual runner's times between round to round. I think it's the least punishing of the categories we're going to see in this tournament. So RNG will get you. I say that knowing full well how Gary 2 has gone. But most of the early stages, at least, you're going to get hit with some RNG. You're going to lose a few seconds to something that, frankly, should be unavoidable or will be unavoidable. But so's your opponent. And it seems to even out quite well in hard mode. And evenly skilled players tend to end up being lined up pretty well when it comes to final times coming into Gary 2. His particular brand of random notwithstanding. And a 9.
That's a 9.
On Koga. 12 on the other side, not giving up more than an inch or two.
Yeah, Cards getting 12 seconds and still losing a few seconds. Like you can't be happy with the 12 necessarily. Like you just don't know.
I see FFR in the chat and Smart agreeing, doing the whole tournament in hard mode. We may have to do a secondary tournament, next year or something that's just all hard mode tournament all the time. Definitely entertaining.
Yeah.
We're gonna have some entertainment in the V-Hard and S-Hard modes in this one, and my co-commentator here definitely wants to get to that S-Hard mode. That's his sweet spot. So.
I really like my odds if I can get to S-Hard. But back to the idea of all hard mode tournament, I think the reason that'd be so cool is because you don't really have really heavyweight. You don't have that many heavyweight matchups in hard mode because just of the way the seeding works. Like the high seeds are gonna be seeded in different groups just because they're being rewarded for being high seeds. So we're not gonna get to see me versus Cards in hard mode. You're not gonna get to see FFR versus Foxy in hard mode. Like you're gonna see either V-Hard or S-Hard, and that's still gonna be really exciting. But hard mode is just a blitz.
We may have had a freeze on Cozy's stream here. Oh, there we go. Okay, looked like it cleared up. Yeah, I absolutely. And to prove your point, the other way around, in reverse, if we were having a hard mode only, we wouldn't have a match like this in round one. Cozy's hard time is good enough that he would not have been in this kind of matchup early. He would end up a lot farther on. But because the weighting of qualifiers included all 3 rounds that we're using in this tournament, is where he's he's landed where he has, and has given us this great early round matchup. So I think we can all be happy for that.
Yeah, and I know Card said he wanted to try to mix things up and have more than just yearly tournaments. I mean, it'd be really...
I think it would be great if we have a yearly large tournament like this, and then a semi-annual, in the spring, a mini tournament, if you will, something quicker, less total rounds. And that would cause for some more randomness to be able to win out too. So we'll definitely explore that. You and I know, have on the Discord channel, we've done a number of race nights in preparation for this, and I think that's something that we're going to keep up for people on the late shift East Coast or the West Coast time, or your super early risers over there in Europe. So that's something that I hope we're able to continue on good participation after this tournament, because it's brought a lot of excitement to a lot of us, and I've picked up a new game that I'm going to be playing for a long time, I know.
Meanwhile, we're back to neck and neck. Cards with a 31-second Geo, basically costing him the lead there. Now he's behind by a few seconds, and like, you don't...
Yeah, the stream jittering, I think, cost a little bit, and I think we may have lost a little bit of sync, but that Geo hurt him more than anything, for sure.
Yeah, Cozy is just so good at finding these combos. And he's going to need all of them because Richie...
Chaining
better be careful. Okay.
Days. But he got the quick kill
God.
setup there. 21, even after one of the longest hard mode chains from an AI I've ever seen.
God, that should just not be allowed.
Yeah, go back to S hard, Richie.
If we have
none of that here in hard mode.
If we have any taskers in chat, please reach out, because I'm sure the Puzzle General... Cards is... Looks like Cards is crashed. We're just going to have to monitor racetime.gg in that case.
Oh, okay. So we get the unique view here of watching basically as cozypocket watches. We're going to see how Cozy's doing, and then at the very end, check racetime.gg and see if he got beat by a done. So for those of you who haven't been in this kind of situation before, imagine a little bit of these nerves here with Cozy as we only get his view.
Ooh, is this Bruno is not treating Cozy nice so far.
I'm glad we switched the audio to Cozy, by the way.
Yeah, that's... See, I saw that coming. Although you don't really have to be a psychic to...
That re-streamers curse? I've heard of commentators curse. Come on, man. Bruno's not being friendly over here.
Yeah, this just has to be a nightmare. It's like it's so close, and your opponent is so good, and then here you have Bruno. He's just gonna lecture you about controlling your inner nature, and it's like, man, just leave. Shut up. Let me win. This might be it.
And
there we go.
That did it.
So
luckily he went for the 4 instead of the 3, and was able to burn enough time there. But 950 going into Gary 2. We'll see how Gary treats him here.
There has been no done yet.
Oh, and there's the dot done from Cards at 10:09.
And it looks like Gary wasn't going to cooperate anyway.
Yeah, Gary not cooperating very nice, but gave it up there. Not a bad Gary, a 10:22 in the racetime.gg from cozypocket. Solid time. Oh man, so that is the match. That is 3 wins, 3 clear wins for Cards. So Cozy really putting on a show even in a loss. Cards putting on a show on his side. We had some great rounds, some great gameplay mitigating disaster rounds. A little bit of inconsistency from round to round, but some great consistency as you take each of these games individually with a great grouping of times. I for one knew I was signing up for a great match today. I'm glad it turned out to be even better than I dared imagine.
And there you have it.
And Tay calling it a 3-1, and we will take it. So
yeah, we'll see how the final shook out. I know Cozy is probably happy just to have made things so close and possibly pulling out that second round. I know, like, if you look at the group stages and you see that you are in a group with Cards, you're basically gonna write that off as a likely loss, I would say. Just in your mind, even if you know that you're perfectly capable of going toe-to-toe with Cards, as Cozy certainly is, I just think it's one of those mental things that you're just gonna focus on those other 2 matches.
Well, and watching this, and it's something that most runners go back and do some dissection of how they did, where they might have gone wrong, where they can improve. Going back, and if you look at those round-to-round times, Cozy round 2 with a 10:01, round 4 with a 10:22. He had the guns to have ended up 2-2 instead of losing this and be going into a round 5 had they fallen in the right order. So he was by no means shut out here, and I hope he feels good about the way he raced, because I think all of us were entertained by his level of skill and his level of play.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to watching the rest of Cozy's matches, because he played so explosively, and maybe didn't have the consistency that Cards had, but you get to see all these different play styles in the Puzzle League tournament, and it's really fun to see them go toe to toe and see like which ones, like what the strengths and weaknesses of certain play styles are. So I'll be excited to watch all of Cards' matches. I'll be excited to watch all of Cozy's matches. I'm going to be excited to watch every single match, because Puzzle League is just, as much as I joke about it being exclamation point bad, it is so great. I love this game so much, and I have problems, and I'll talk to someone.
Our personal ambassador for exclamation point bad. But you clearly have a love for this game, and I think we have a lot of people in this tournament that not only have some skill, but appreciation for this game as well. And I think overall we're seeing some of that on display in some of the races that we've already had. We've had some really close races. We've had some that weren't as close. We had some bigger skill mismatches. Still be some great entertaining gameplay from both players, irrespective of what the other was doing. And we've had a few tonight specifically, edge of your seat, and a very tight ending. And honestly, the ending was in question up until the moment it happened. And frankly, a round where it was in question afterwards. So this has been entertaining so far, and we still have a lot of action to go. I don't think we've made it through a quarter of our group stage matches yet throughout the 4 groups. So we have a lot of action still coming. For those who are following this, these group stages are going to be scattered throughout the next couple weeks. All the group stages will be completed by October 4th as we enter into brackets. So there's going to be a lot of action. Matches. Some matches will happen throughout the week, live as possible. Some will be replayed later. Sunday evenings for all of you East Coasters, early evenings for West Coasters, and freakishly early for Europeans. There is a recap show every Sunday, and there is going to be some replays of matches that we hadn't been able to see. Last week we had a live match played immediately after that. So we have a lot of action coming, and a lot of great players and great matchups coming your way. 7 p.m. Eastern time this Sunday is that week 2 recap. So we are.
Oh, thanks for saying. It is week. Well, no, it is week 2, right?
Nope. It'll be week. This is week 2 already.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
so
let me edit this text file. It's gone by so fast.
So we have a lot of entertainment coming your way. We have Taman here with me, who's the number 1 overall seed, who has some great matches coming up. I have a scary match with the number 3 seed, Foxy, in my group, and many other entertaining matches to come. So make sure that you have those alerts on for the streams, and you follow us and jump over to the Discord. Let us know if you have questions or want to start running the game. If you don't, lots of great opportunities to enjoy a great puzzle game here.
Yeah, thank you once again for hopping on, Tetris Attacker. I appreciate you providing the backbone as I work behind the scenes for the first time. But yes, this has been great all around. I think Tetris Attacker has said what needs to be said. This is going to be a great tournament. Please follow the Puzzle General Discord, follow the Twitch channel, go follow the runners. If you want to find out what the next races are, follow the Twitter. And I believe that's everything. Any final thoughts, Tetris Attacker?
I just think this has been an entertaining match tonight. I'm actually really looking forward to the VOD later. I'm going to go back and rewatch. I think my eyes had to jump back and forth between the two sides far too often for me to really get a feel for how great truly the play was today. And we have two very good runners who we're going to have going out. Do you have any other closing thoughts there, Taman?
Nothing besides this was everything it was billed to be, and I am so excited to watch the rest of the matches.
Well, absolutely. Well then, and for Taman, if you'll allow, and on behalf of Cards of the Heart for all the work that he's done, on behalf of the Puzzle General, Discord, Twitch, and yes, we do have a Twitter. Follow that. On behalf of Cards as the runner, on behalf of cozypocket, again, Taman here next to me. Thank you all for joining us tonight, and we will see you for more puzzle action here soon.
All right, thanks everyone. Take care.